Have you ever wondered where we really come from? Not just the stories passed down by grandparents or the songs we sing at family gatherings, but the deeper roots, the ones that stretch all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. If you've ever felt that pull, that quiet whisper saying, "There's more to your story," then this series is for you. Welcome to Jamaican Ancestry Ghana Roots, where we embark on a journey to reconnect with our ancestors, our culture, and our truth. This first stop? Ghana, the land where many of our ancestors took their first breath and their last steps of freedom before being torn away to Jamaica. This is more than history. It's personal. A glimpse of Africa. First things first, Africa is massive. It's the second largest continent on Earth, with over 1.4 billion people and more than 3,000 distinct ethnic groups. From bustling cities to vast savannas and ancient kingdoms, Africa is woven with cultures, languages, and stories older than time itself. For Jamaicans, the heart of this ancestral map beats strongest in West Africa, a region with direct links to our food, our music, our language, and even our spirituality. Introducing Ghana, our ancestral gateway. Where is Ghana? Ghana sits proudly on the West African coast, right by the Gulf of Guinea. It shares borders with Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and Togo. Its capital, Accra, is a vibrant city that blends tradition with modern life. Who lives there? Ghana is home to nearly 35 million people, made up of diverse ethnic groups, the Akan, Ewe, Gadangme, and more. Over 80 languages are spoken, but English is the official language, a legacy of British colonization. A quick history lesson. Long before colonizers came knocking, Ghana's lands were home to powerful kingdoms like Bonaman and Dagbon. By the 15th century, the Portuguese arrived, dazzled by the sheer wealth of gold they found, hence the name Gold Coast. But gold wasn't all they traded. Soon, the Gold Coast became one of the busiest slave-trading hubs, with thousands of Africans captured and sold into slavery, many destined for Jamaica. In 1957, under the leadership of Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana broke free, becoming the first African nation to gain independence. The name Ghana was chosen to honor the ancient Ghana Empire, reminding the people of their strength and resilience. The word Ghana is said to come from the Soninka word Gajanga and the name of the medieval West African empire of Ouagadougou. Some believe that Ghana is a compound word, Ghana, which means warrior king, which is a word derived from Ouagadougou. Why should Jamaicans care about Ghana? Here's the truth. For many Jamaicans, our ancestors came directly from Ghana's shores. Whether they were Akan people or from neighboring tribes caught in the web of the transatlantic slave trade, Ghana is written in our DNA. That's why so much of what we cherish as Jamaican, our language, think Niam, from the Akan word Nyama, meaning to eat, our storytelling, our spirituality, like Kumina and revivalism, carries echoes of Ghanaian traditions. Reclaiming this connection isn't just about understanding history, it's about understanding ourselves. It's about pride, healing, and knowing that we come from greatness. Top 5 facts Jamaicans should know about Ghana. 1. The door of no return at Cape Coast Castle. Enslaved Africans walked through this door onto ships bound for the Caribbean. The door of no return was the door at Cape Coast Castle in Ghana, where enslaved Africans were forced onto ships to be taken to the Americas. explanation. The door of no return was a narrow opening in the castle wall that led to the water's edge. Enslaved Africans were forced to walk through the door after being held captive in the castle's dungeons. The dungeons were dark, damp, and overcrowded, and the captives were often left without food, water, or medical care. Once through the door, the enslaved Africans were taken to waiting ships and transported to the Americas. The name Door of No Return came from the fact that once enslaved Africans passed through the door, they never returned. Cape Coast Castle was a former slave trade outpost on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. The castle was one of the main. Today, it's a powerful memorial, a place where descendants, including Jamaicans, return to honor their ancestors. 2. Independence Trailblazer. Ghana's independence in 1957 inspired freedom movements across Africa and the Caribbean, including Jamaica's own push for independence in 1962. 3. A cultural powerhouse. From the kente cloth to vibrant festivals like Homowo, Ghana's culture is a treasure chest of creativity, much like Jamaica's. 4. Gold, cocoa, and more. Ghana is one of the world's top producers of cocoa and gold, with a growing reputation in music, film, and fashion. Ghana is one of the world's top producers of cocoa and gold. It's the second largest producer of cocoa in the world and Africa's largest producer of gold. Cocoa. Ghana is the second largest producer of cocoa beans in the world after Côte d'Ivoire. Ghana's cocoa is considered to be of the highest quality in the world. Cocoa is a major employer in Ghana, contributing significantly to the country's foreign exchange earnings. The government-owned Ghana Cocoa Board, FOCOBADE, sets cocoa prices to regulate the industry and protect farmers. Gold. Ghana is Africa's largest producer of gold and ranks 6th globally. Ghana's gold contributes around 7% of its gross domestic product. Ghana's gold deposits are cheaper and easier to mine than South Africa's, which has led to industry majors shifting their focus to Ghana. Ghana's cocoa and gold industries are both important to the country's economy. However, the cocoa industry faces challenges such as low prices for farmers and environmental sustainability issues. 5. Homecoming for the diaspora. In 2019, Ghana launched its Year of Return, inviting people of African descent worldwide, including Jamaicans, to come home and reconnect with their roots. Thousands answered the call. Is Ghana welcoming to Jamaicans? Absolutely. In fact, Ghana and Jamaica enjoy a special bond, built on shared history and cultural pride. There are heritage tourism programs, festivals celebrating our connection, and even talk of strengthening economic and cultural ties between the two nations. Many Jamaicans who visit Ghana describe the experience as emotional, powerful, and deeply spiritual, like coming home after centuries away. From dancing to familiar rhythms at Ghanaian street parties to tasting dishes that remind you of Sunday dinner back home, the sense of belonging is real. Our journey has just begun. So, why does Ghana matter to Jamaica? Because Ghana is a part of us, in our blood, our culture, and our spirit. This is just the first step in uncovering the full story of our shared past. In the next articles, we'll dive deeper into the specific ethnic groups that shaped our ancestors, the language links between Twi and Patois, and the traditions we've carried across the Atlantic. For now, Mia beg you. Talk to your family, do your own digging, and if you ever get the chance, visit Ghana for yourself. Our ancestors are waiting to welcome us home. What's next? Stay tuned for part 2. Your turn. What do you know about your own family history? Ever traced your roots back to Africa? Share your story in the comments or start your own research today. Together, we'll uncover the truth, piece by piece.